All right, everybody, welcome back for Game 3. I'm Thrifty Senpai here with Hibbs and Hook Resets. We got a salty match we got for you coming up. It's Ornhub versus Table for 4. Ornhub looking for some runbacks from last week. How are you guys doing?
Just fantastic. I'm ready for some wonderful League of Legends. How about you, Cal?
I'm excited. After last week, the Ornhub losing in what was expected to be a pretty easy game for them. This means a lot more. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, like tie breaks matter, pride matters. Like these teams were both like in the same kind of standings range as well. If Table for 4 picks us up, they are tied 3-3 with the tie breaks in their advantage, which puts them in a way better position going into playoffs. Every game could matter at this point. I mean, it's basically a mad scramble for second at this point.
Yeah, with Enemy Gate is down. That's the name of the team. With them kind of clearing the lead at this point, a bunch of teams are kind of two teams in particular are kind of close for second, looking to get any extra help they can going into the gauntlet at the end of the season. So, but really, to me, it's about refining the game plan and the skills going into that gauntlet. If you get into the gauntlet, anyone can win, and we've seen that before in the league. The top team is taking possibly 3 to 4 weeks off. You're looking at the team coming from the bottom of the gauntlet getting hot and getting a lot of practice in during that time. So it's really about refining those skills, getting into the playoffs, and just setting yourself up to play well at the end of the season when it really matters.
Exactly. I would say the most important thing is getting into the, like you said. But it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Definitely could be a morale blow to these people. We know there has been a little bit of assaults going on, as it is the SBL. Draft is dead.
Oh, I think League is dead.
Oh,
what? I mean, I know we're stopping the SBL for the season, but League has been fine as a esport.
Yeah.
That kicked out for me.
Oh.
That was weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah, it kicked you a lot weird. So a little bit of problems, you know.
He thought I was still first.
Looks like we're just gonna reset here.
Just
try to
yeah, I was saying, it looks like we have a bit of
game.
confusion here on the teams. You know, it happens.
Anyway, back to the draft. I think the first ban from Ornhub was Talia, correct?
Yeah, we had a Talia ban coming up. We did not get to see that second ban there, which apparently was the cause of this.
I think what happened was...
I think they just got confused, from what it sounds like.
They got confused and Zach didn't, or Captain Space Force, aka Zachary, was first pick and he didn't know he was first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So he didn't ban anything because he didn't know he was first pick in the draft.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad league without something going wrong.
No, yeah. I mean, normally we just get a disconnect or something or a pause in the middle of the game. This is a new one. This is a different kind of one. We got some weird ban situations going on. People getting mad at each other. We are going to have Table for 4 losing a ban off of this though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be somewhat irrelevant. I know that there's some one-trick players on Ornhub, but they are versatile enough and have scary picks other than their one tricks, or at least Win does.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that, like, what we've seen with Beyblade is, like, he is very solid on the Katarina, but we have not seen him really perform particularly well on anything besides that, at least consistently.
Yeah, he's a inconsistent player outside of his one trick.
Yeah.
But he has good games. Otherwise, does Gabe not know where he's banning either?
I I think that's
Oh.
the no ban. That's the
That's
ban
the
they
no
lost.
ban.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
I
is
didn't
the ban.
actually do any bans.
Jeez,
Yeah.
they had me
That's
worried
scary.
there for a
Yeah.
second.
There was definitely a bit of fear, and I was like, but no, that's the ban they lost. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
no,
That's,
you're
that's what they
much
do. Like,
more
if you're penalized a
reasonable than
ban
me.
in professional play, that is how it works.
It's actually decently huge if they lose a ban because they still have to like put in the Katarina ban.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is like, which I was going at is like this loss of the ban actually is pretty rough because like you're locking in that Katarina ban because you automatically just knock 2 points off. Like Sinister Blade coming in, he's like, he's like 8 out of 10 mid laner with the Katarina, but also it's like, well, now we're playing he's kind of playing the dice. Like you said, like he does have good games on not Katarina, but it's way more inconsistent. And I mean that's something you'll take in the SBL.
Yeah, I
Big
think
ban
this.
I want to look at is Lux actually, and Aurelion Soul. Interesting.
That's a lot of mid laners.
Yeah,
getting
what's
hit
going
there.
on?
Lux Gabe has only played Lux since his Ezreal game against who was it?
It was a loss.
BBB, which they lost.
Yeah.
He'll have to
He
play
had
something
he had
else.
an alright kill line though. He was like 7 and 8 with a ton of assists or something like, which compared to like the rest of the team wasn't too bad. But that is a good point. Yeah, that is good to see them targeting that Lux, getting him off of something that he wants to play. But I mean, have we seen Disenchanted really play? I mean, we've seen Disenchanted play the
Irelia mainly.
the Aurelia and the Talia. Have we seen anyone on this team play Aurelia and Soul?
Maybe in solo queue. I haven't scouted anyone's OPGGs. I know certain players play more than others outside of the SBL, and Disenchanted, I believe, plays a decent amount. So I wouldn't be surprised if he'd been spamming that, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably just a scout.
Yeah, no, that's definitely possible. We're seeing things start off. We got the Trundle coming out for Orin Hub, and I imagine he's pretty happy getting to see some beef boys on the other side put that Trundle to work. As we see Nautilus and Zach coming out for Table for 4.
Yeah, that's not how you counter a Trundle.
Not at all. But I mean, it's still you're early in the draft. Like you only have your 2 picks. Like maybe that's their tank line. They can find some picks that help deal with the Trundle later on.
Ooh. I do like this Xerath pickup for Sinister Beyblade. He really doesn't have that large of a pool, but his Xerath, the last time he played it, was very solid. And was able to a lot of roam, not like full roams, but just last hits with his ulti mainly.
Yeah. Actually, if I remember right, okay, yeah, it was the last time he played it. Yeah, he's played it twice this season. One time turned out pretty well. Other time, about average. But like you said, yeah, that's something that he's been doing well with. He's gonna get a nice, safe mid lane matchup here. 2 Siege champions, Xerath versus Iggs.
I almost think that Ziggs is going bottom lane.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That is actually pretty solid in the current meta. I really like the Ziggs pick in general, just because against Trundle. Ziggs is really solid against Trundle. The Mindfield's super good at zoning him, like just because he's a champion that doesn't have any displacement abilities. And like, he puts the pillar down, you're like, oh, toss the Minefield around the side. Det Pack as well, good at getting him off your carries.
We've seen it before with Orin Hub electing to go with a kind of low engage type of team comp. They've picked like Trundle, Kai'Sa, Xerath before, which altogether isn't very hard engage, and they kind of use the Kai'Sa as a little bit of an assassin once they get it ahead. So
Yeah.
We'll see how they kind of play around it, because Ziggs can easily get bursted down by a super fed Kai'Sa, but at the same time, they gotta get it ahead in order for that to happen. So without good engage, it's hard to get onto that Ziggs. He's pretty slippery. Bounces away, got the minefield, as you said. Hard to find Ziggs in a fight.
Yeah, I mean, on the counter end, though, as well, as like the big thing is like, you mentioned low engage, and you mentioned like these kind of like poke champions, low engage with like the Kai'Sa's and Assassin. Trundle's really good with those kind of comps, because like, he's also really, really good disengage. Like, Trundle is like one of like the secret jungle picks for a long time, and like early poke comps for a while. People started figuring out, it's like, oh shit, he doesn't he doesn't apply any poke, but he's actually really good for poke comps and any disengage.
And as a
but-
result, we get two teams staring at each other across
Yeah, I
the
was like-
mid lane. Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely
Hopefully not.
that's kind of what we're looking at. The thing is that like we see a lot better disengage coming out from this Ornhub team, like Poppy,
Oh my
Morgana
goodness,
as
yeah.
well. Like
I
that is
really like this Poppy pick.
That is
actually.
a ton. Yeah, I will want to touch a bit more. Like we see a ton of disengage from that, whereas we're seeing a lot more heavy engage. Like the only actual like poke champions like Ziggs. This is not a poke comp on the right side. Like they have Ziggs, but he's just like that's the mid laner that they're filling out this team. They have a lot of engage. They have a lot of ways to get real deep.
We're gonna see the Aurelia and for Disenchant in the mid lane again, but Aurelia was nerfed last patch pretty heavily, making her fall down the tier list.
Yeah.
I believe her Q, just her base damage from her Q got nerfed at all stages in the game.
It definitely needed it. She was definitely one of the better champions in the game.
Yeah.
Very effective what she did, but it'll be interesting to see. Like we've seen him play this quite a bit already. I think we've seen him play it 2 or 3 times now, and at least both the games that I saw of it, he did very, very well with it. We'll see if the nerfs are enough to put him down if he's still finding success on that.
Yeah, comfort is king for sure in the SBL. Often having a lane matchup and a champion you understand the ins and outs of is more important than having the strongest champion in the game. Ideally, I mean, Aurelia used to be both, and that's when he popped off a bunch of times, so might be a little harder, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's definitely SBL, like you said, comfort matters a lot, and we'll see though. Like I think, like assuming like as long as a champion isn't like grossly strong and the person's really good at it, or like grossly weak, old Swain tier, old Eve tier when they got nerfed to like 40% win rate, you can pretty much make whatever work in the SBL if you are skilled enough with it. So I don't think it's gonna make him like a non-factor. I think he's definitely going to be a factor in this game. It's just I'm really curious to see how much the nerfs will impact that scoreline. Maybe he was just riding the fact that Aurelia was very OP on previous patches.
I would definitely lean toward the latter part of that. Aurelia just was almost brain dead in a way of how strong she was, how much damage you could get out, and how good Conqueror is. I don't even think it was touched. She still has a place. She's just not going to be able to do it without even thinking. She actually has a pretty high skill cap. I played a little bit of Aurelia, and landing that E is not always the easiest. If you do land the E, just so much damage comes from it. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, she has a lot of options. Like she was one of those champions that if you high skill ceiling and you can get a lot of reward for it, but also the floor was really high. It's just like, yeah, just by playing Aurelia, you're going to get a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. But in saying that, I wanted to talk a little bit, since we're not playing the Pike again, something I'm really happy to see. He's playing the Morgana, which is so good against Nautilus, against Jax, Zac. If any of them tries to jump on one person, then just Black Shielded. It's so good. I love this pick.
Yeah, no, that Morgana, like the Morgana and the Poppy combined is just really, really solid here. I think that's like what we're really going to need to watch for in these team fights. If Poppy and Morgana are able to keep their carries safe and like disengage this very, very aggressive TFF squad, they could be finding themselves in a really good position where just Kai'Sa and Xerath could do a lot of work.
Yeah, I think early on, the TFF squad has to be proactive with the Zac pick. If he can't get some early kills onto either Jax or Aurelia with his ganking range, I don't really see them having a shot, because those two champions both scale pretty well into the late game and snowball kind of hard, get really strong, and having Freg beat down on the wind in a side lane is really important for them to win this game. So we'll see if they try to get anything going early for him, or if Ornhub can kind of prevent that through just playing safe.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about these drafts overall, though? Like, we've kind of gone into like what each of these teams do. Like, how do you think, like, compared to like last week where we saw very favorite. Like a lot of people saw the draft, were like, wow, one team had a way better draft than the other here. Do you think there was a clear winner off of these drafts, or like do you? I think like what they're doing is just different enough that it's gonna be a lot of execution.
I love the Ornhub draft for their team. It's not something that I think a lot of teams in the league are going to run successfully, but I think that this team, it's good for them. I don't know if they have the 5v5 preference. I think a lot of the players on their team prefer to like split and kind of look for picks, that sort of play style, especially when someone like Beyblade doesn't get his Katarina. So I think for them, the kind of push, look for a pick, disengage is what they want to do and is preferred by them. And I think each one of their players got a strong pick that they've had success on in the past. So I favor them. I think that Poppy just is really good into like not Jax in lane, but Jax in general, and then Aurelia in general.
And Zach.
Zach is really good against Zach. So and I think they outdrafted him for sure. But the snowball-y champs with Jax and Aurelia, with that Ziggs damage coming from behind, if they get ahead, they're strong. It's not like the comp is bad, but I like the other better.
All right. That should be a good time. Interested to see how this game is going to play out. As for
What
now,
are the
though,
chances we can get a level 1? What do you
oh, nothing.
No, 0.
0.
That's bad.
Yeah, PAL is bad, man. We're gonna see, like, yep, nothing unusual here. One team does the football lineup, another team just kind of watches River. Got a couple wards down. Top laner goes top, you know.
I was decently hopeful of his Morgana level 1 and definitely catch people, but what
yeah,
I've seen
it's
a
really
lot
good.
of teams, a lot of teams, they like to stack up just in case, and I think they're kind of doing that, and it makes more champions like Morgana or even Thresh just harder to level 1.
Yeah, I would say the whole big point of them is like traditionally, like when you do like your more scattered lineups or like people aren't all together, you know, you're able to like you have this one long range hard CC, you lock someone down, you fucking pick them off before the fight goes, or you just take your free like 300 gold and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean something interesting. If they had gone like through top lane, they could have tried to catch Freg out, but you don't know that.
It's a high risk for a low reward, really. Like. Sure, it can work out really well, maybe medium reward, but like it can go so bad, and it feels really shitty if you lose a game right off the bat because you know you walked into the 5 stack that was sitting in the bush and they just blasted your team.
Yeah.
Everything seems relatively standard so far. I think early on that 2v2 in the bottom lane, the early push going in favor of Ornhub could have some interesting things happen at level 2. So we'll see if they kind of get anything out of that.
Yeah, the thing is with Ziggs, that Ziggs is really, really easy to get those long range CS. You can just chuck the bomb from so far away. It's pretty difficult to zone him off of farm, even if you get the level 2 advantage in that bot lane.
I think Sensory might have dipped a little bit too much there, but he's still in range and misses the binding.
They just don't dodge. You can't.
It's the mind games, man. You fucking you start juking every time, and then one time you don't juke, and he gets them.
Normally, when you're a support in the SPL, you definitely don't want to be predicting them to move that far. Because people won't. I can say they really won't.
Throw in some shade at the other supports. I respect that. We might be seeing a bit of action here. Captain Space Force working on getting the Scuttle Crab, but he's gonna run into Thor here, looking to try and get both Scuttle Crabs for his team. Smite's gonna go down though, and nothing exciting there.
Ooh. Wind getting a lot of damage on Freg there.
Yeah, Wind is due for a game on Freg for sure. He's definitely had his struggles against Freg in the past, and I think that this is a good opportunity for him to kind of show him up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really happy that for once he didn't go with the Echo, even though it was up.
Yeah, I actually really like that where they're just like, they didn't ban anything really particular from Wynn's pool here. They're just like, it's not worth it at this point anymore. Like, he isn't very much a specialist. The thing is, he's a specialist over like 5 champions. You know, he's got like 4 or 5 champions that he likes to play a lot. And so, unless you're like trying to actively force him onto something that you like really want to play against, leave it open.
Yeah, and I mean, Wynn's the Echo can definitely be countered pretty easily by Craig's champ pool.
Yeah, that is very true. Oh, we see Trundle here waiting into pushes as well. Frag's wave.
Frag's like a quarter HP. There's no way he just runs in on
Yeah.
the
Oh my god,
Oh.
he does the posing.
No way! He just runs into.
Yeah. Wow, that almost worked out. That was one of those things where it's like the wave wasn't pushing for him, so you know, he was kind of safe there to go. He just took a little step forward. He got a little scary. We'll see his teleport going down immediately. Not gonna want to miss out on that farm.
And he didn't really have to. He didn't even have to flash for it though. He was close enough to his tower that he wasn't in any danger, especially since he didn't get stunned. So
Yeah.
I would say a little lucky for him though. I don't think he was perfectly positioned by any means.
Oh, Zach gonna run into
Zach?
troubles. Yeah, he was gonna try and jump. He ends up getting popped actually. He doesn't flash fast enough. Lots of damage going on. Just a chance to try to get his teammate around, but he's dead. That's first blood for Thor. Great block with the pillar to disengage Zach from his jump.
Do you think he should have given that to Sinister Baby? But it looked like Zach just wasn't paying attention. He went into his E as if he didn't even see the Trundle.
No, yeah, he just totally got caught blindsided, and then he saved his flash. Like, I guess he just didn't expect to get dunked by that Xerath. Xerath kind of hit him, popped him before he could get over the wall. Because if he would have flashed over the wall, he would have been totally safe there, no problem.
Yeah.
I think Xerath had to play that one safe there. Aurelia was threatening. He might have been fine just to go in, and it might have been a mistake for Aurelia. But I understand the the nervousness he felt, knowing that his jungler could just finish it off.
You could get the kill on the turtle for free, you take it. Like, you get first blood. It sucks that it's not on the person you wanted it to, but it's not bad to get it there either. Like, the Ignite going down, Disenchant putting a lot of damage on the Thor. He's gonna be able to successfully disengage with the pillar here, though.
It's not really what he wanted, though. It didn't really set him up to get much done in this laning phase, and Beyblade might get it here.
Disenchant getting very low here in the mid lane. He's taking a lot of damage, getting caught out, being aggressive. He's gonna pick up the kill. Captain's Space Force jumping in, gonna try and get little damage on here to Sinister Beyblade, but not much coming from it.
Yeah, you don't ever want to take a bunch of damage from the jungler just as your opponent's getting back to lane. Especially wasting the Ignite, I just not what you want.
He was feeling very confident there in that mid lane. He was up on CS, looking strong in the laning phase, but one bad decision, now he's looking behind. With
This
how
isn't
low
the
Thor
same.
was actually off of that, I wonder if he just got caught out, like he was like thinking like, I could do this much damage pre-nerf. And he just kind of got busted out on that, or if it was just a miscalculation overall.
I would be surprised if he hasn't played Aurelia since the nerfs. Be a bit of a mistake if so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've said it a couple times before. It's not like I've been keeping close tabs on every single one of these players. I've been more of watching just the matches in the SBL.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Space Force once again. Running into Thor here. We're gonna give him a BM, give him the pillar, no recall right now. We see lots of vision going down, pings everywhere.
Talk a little bit more about how Frank's still getting bullied by this Poppy. And
yeah, I mean, he is getting bullied in lane, but nothing is actually came from it. Like, his TP is bad right now, but we haven't seen Wynn take a chance to capitalize on that yet. Like, he has had this TP up, but there hasn't really been a window to use that. And like, Frank is not down on CS.
Yeah.
It's a half a wave difference here.
No, he's definitely not winning. Wind is not like winning the lane hard by any means.
No, he's definitely setting the tempo. Like, he is setting the tempo on this lane. He's controlling and dictating the pace of it. Well, like you said, he's not like hard winning it here.
They're pulling the Xerath up. Maybe they think they can get something done.
Yeah, no,
with
that's
with the dive.
Jack's very low. Meanwhile, we see Trundle on the bot half. We are going to see the engage. Morgana going to land the binding here. Trundle's going to toss the pillar. Bootmaster is going to whip the anchor now. Heel's going to go out to try and get him out of there, but Sensory GG will pick up the kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Tower Dive will go through on the win, picking up the kill onto Frag. Meanwhile, now Captain Space Force waiting in the wings, looking to see if he can get anything done on the win. Gonna recall though. No, he is going to cancel the recall. Sister Beyblade gonna start fighting it out with Captain Space Force, who's spacing around on the long side here. He's going to end up eating on the window as Disenchant is now coming up into the top lane. Divided Wolf going to pick up a kill on Davidale in the bot lane as well. Looks like top lane, not much is going to come off of this as Ornhub is going to be able to get a lot of damage onto this bot tower, probably making it first brick of the game.
Yeah, that was big for Ornhub. They're playing well across the map, bringing Xerath to the top lane to get a kill. Meanwhile, getting a kill bottom lane, taking advantage of Bootmaster Spiffy a little bit there. Just all around, and there might get another one?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, wow. Just a quick extra gold before we go ahead and back here. No problem.
Yeah. Now everyone's determined to make this into a full brawl on the win, getting into a fight with Frag, people waiting around, finding, not gonna land, so on the win, getting up and aggressive. We see Disenchant rotating into the bot lane, looking for action.
I know it was a while ago now, but Disenchanted, when he did go in there up top, he tried to Q through Wynn's Poppy W, which completely stops all dashes. So he couldn't actually move anywhere after that, even after using his ulti. So it was good on Wynn to have it up, but Disenchanted definitely a misplay from him.
Yeah, no, so did not get the fight that they wanted here. Now we're seeing 6-0 lead, 4K lead. Ornhub looking to get the revenge game that they wanted.
Absolutely. And let's see how much they can push their lead here. It's a little hard early on, but they should be looking at some of these outer turrets with a keen eye, hoping to push their advantage.
Yeah, so they're definitely in a great place to snowball this advantage. Like 4K at 11 minutes, not a sun-size lead. Whereas Captain Space Force jumping in on a Sister Flame, like gonna get the auto attack, get the slow on him. Stun's gonna go down. Aurelia engaging. We're gonna see the flash and the cleanse on the Sister Flame to get out of that fight. Meanwhile, top lane, lots of CC going down on a Frag. He's gonna get, he's gonna get barely outside of the Morgana. Doesn't want to take another tower shot. He will not get the additional stun. Frag gonna have to be in a very peculiar spot though here. One more binding could be the end of him.
Oh, that misbinding could be huge with Zach coming in, not having extra disengage.
We do see this Frag coming in for, gonna telegraph this gang coming in.
He doesn't get the stun.
Flying, immediately get dropped. Frag gonna leave his teammate for dead here as we see Captain Space Force going down to the Kaisa.
He just didn't get the stun there. That was huge.
No.
Did he have mana or something?
Worked,
no, that stun was not gonna land.
He
that
still
is true.
had the
That
spell
is true.
shield.
Yeah, like they saw the spell shield on, and Jackson have flash and like jump on them.
If Jax would have jumped in, maybe, or first, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was in range.
No, he was not. That was the problem. Like the problem is like they both tried to pull the trigger at the same time, and they just needed one of them to go and force the engage. And they lose that top tower for it. And lots of damage going on to the second one here. But we do see multiple members of TFF looking to collapse here. So we're gonna take a different route from his teammate. Meanwhile,
Looks like they're gonna fight.
a lot of trouble here, but we have a lot of members coming to back him up. Zach gonna get over the wall. Sensory GG and Tiny Wolf in something in a very rare situation as Kaisa goes down now. Frag though, meanwhile, getting hit by Sister Beyblade and Disenchanted, but now he's gonna go down. Sister Beyblade picking up the kill onto Frag. Zach's gonna shut down onto Thor on that Trundle. Disenchanted gonna pick up Sister Beyblade as well here, letting TFF get a bit of a strike back for themselves, getting them back into this game.
Yeah, you gotta imagine they had some gold in the bank there that they would have liked to spend before fighting. Not ideal, as it does give TFF a little bit of breathing room. They didn't have much before.
No, yeah, that gives them a lot of breathing room. Like, yeah, they got the tower there, but they got the crackback for a 3-for-1. And they're gonna get a lot of damage, if not outright take this mid tower, getting themselves their first tower of the game and closing this gold gap.
Up with the Poppy ult.
Oh, Poppy
Goodbye.
gonna save the day, sends back the majority of the way of NC champions. keep that mid tower hanging around. It's not done yet.
Definitely not the biggest deal of a team fight, but it does get Irelia a couple kills. And once she gets Triforce, she'll still do a good amount of damage.
Okay.
Even
Speaking
nerfed.
of, she did just pick up that Triforce, so big power spike from the earlier, going straight from Sheen to Triforce. Going to be a very, very scary assassin.
But there is an ADC to deal with Irelia. I would like it to be Kaisa, her E that just makes her invisible. I'm not sure if he has it yet from this amount of attack speed. I think he needs to have the Stinger upgraded. But once the Stinger is upgraded, he'll go invisible.
Yeah, once
as
Nashers.
Well. Yeah, Nashers.
That's it. Frag getting aggressive here. Wanted to get some damage onto this tower.
He's to run away.
He's gonna get hit
Oh,
into it though. He took multiple tower shots,
really
getting
good.
knocked back into it on the win though. Kind of hesitant to go and look for this fight, but changes his mind, says I'm gonna look for it. As we see Xerath coming out, flash and jump gonna be for Frag to get him outside of range. But Ziggs now, you're gonna find yourself in an awkward situation here. Gonna turn around just in time though. We're gonna sneak up, throw a binding just to send the message.
Let him know.
Yeah,
I'd
I'll
like
let
to
him
see
know.
him go for the Rift Herald here, just to help him
Yeah.
push down possibly this
I like
mid
that. Right as you
turret.
say that, we start seeing pings coming out from the enemy team.
The enemy
Like,
team,
oh
not the
god,
team.
enemy team's like, they're gonna do Rift Herald, guys. Nah, man, nah. Ornhub ain't about that life. They don't want that.
But the blue buff though.
Yeah, dude, blue buff, man. All on the way. You're gonna find someone awkward straight. She's gonna get hooked. Gonna stop part of the way though, and Thor's gonna be able to make sure that his teammate is able to walk out safely. I totally forgot how silly the Nautilus hook looks into the Poppy, like with the W stuff. Like he like hooks in halfway and just bounces off.
Yeah,
Can
technically
Poppy-
a dash, I guess.
Can
Yeah.
Poppy W also stop Ziggs, actually?
Yes, it does. It does stop
Oh,
the
no.
zigzag dodge. Yeah. Poppy
such a
W
good tip.
Actually insane here.
That stops every single one of them. And
Yep. Oh, we're gonna see Captain Space Force very scared of Thor here. Gonna pop the ult. That won't be up for a little bit. Either that or he was trying to kidnap him and try to get a fight here and put him with Jax. Blue Master's gonna be getting poked down here.
Yeah, but with that poke comp, they're not committing. They know
Yeah, no.
that if they engage and don't have enough mana on Morgana, they could get CC'd and die. They're gonna elect to and maybe get a kill off of some poke here.
Yep, there's a lot of poke going down. We are not going to see him going down. Frag on the meanwhile on the side, duking it out with Thor. More people going to join it here on the win. Going to look for that CC. Frag's going to be pushing back into the team on the win, picking up the kill on him. Meanwhile, Slow going down onto Gabe O'Neil. He's going to dodge a bit of poke though, being able to get out here safely. The Xerath coming through, looking to get some kills. This chance taking a lot of damage in the front line. Kaisa picking that up. Gabe O'Neil's doing poke in the back line, but it's not looking
Goodbye.
good. The Mighty Wolf goes in very deep to pick up the kill for the double. Captain Space Force finding himself in a very, very awkward situation. This one man, this is 5 people. Even at 3 splits, there's not enough people to deal with that. We see him going down 4-0. Bootmaster would be the only man here left as the team as Ornhub takes his mid tower and is looking to take more.
now it's a 7k gold lead.
Yeah, they're
Just
playing
gonna keep
so much
going up.
better than last week.
Yeah, Ornhub like reacting here, playing really solid as a team. They had a bit of a trip up earlier with that fight in the top lane, but keeping the pace going in their favor.
Yeah. And I really do want to credit it almost, not entirely, but majorly to this team comp that's really, really good. Like, every single one of these picks are solid into being the team. Maybe besides second, but it's just comfort for Sinister Beyblade. So it's just really
the thing
good.
is, like, sure, it's not that great against the enemy team, but like you said, it's comfort for him, and it does synergize with his team. It's like the one thing, at least. It is not counterintuitive to what the rest of the team is trying to do.
Yeah, and I really like the change that this Morgana's had as opposed to that Pike. I get that they're kind of similar in that they both fish for either a hook or a binding, but the Morgana's ability to also put that black shield on a Kaisa can't be underestimated. That has been huge this game.
We've been seeing Wolf have a very, very good game here. 4-1-5. Kaisa really strong, really, really solid with that black shield. Frag gonna try and dank out this tower
He's
here.
just going for
He's
the
gonna
turret.
get it, but he's gonna lose his life for this. The bot. Since CG says, nice job, Thor. You couldn't save the tower, so you know what? This one's
Mine now.
He even started walking away before it landed. He's like, I don't
yeah.
look at my kills.
Oh, he's gonna get another binding here. Gonna lock up Gabe O'Neal. Gabe O'Neal gonna go down to Mighty Wolf, picking up one more kill here. Gabe O'Neal going
look at
down. His
that.
support gonna follow in suit. Bootmaster Spiffy having a rough time here on the Tin Man.
Honestly, if you're an aspiring Morgana player, you should watch this game. If you just saw a kind of a micro thing that Sensory GG did, while like blocking off the path with his black shield on, not even getting locked up by the Nautilus, there's no way that Bootmaster Spiffy could escape there, and it was all because of that move.
Yeah, like the only way Spiffy had a chance of getting out was if he flashed over that and then hooked. And the odds of that are just like, the thing is you burn your flash and you can see him right after that. Space Force getting aggressive onto the team here. Doesn't have the pass up. Mighty Wolf going down a rampage now. He's gonna try and hook on the wind into the tower, but he's tanky, doesn't care that much. Now he's getting locked in. Dying for instant. Frag now flashing. Gonna get knocked out by on the wind. He goes down next. Buchanan looking to go and clean up kill. He is gonna get the shutdown onto Morgana, but he's gonna go down next as Sarah picks another kill for the triple. Gabe O'Neal trying to get in for some pink, and he goes down. That is the ace for Ornhub here as they're looking to crack the enemy base just under 20 minutes.
Yeah, that Poppy value was huge, knocking away the Jax there
Holy
with the
crap.
stun preps. Oh my goodness.
On the wind played that fight beautifully.
And they have a top wave already prepped.
Yeah, top wave already
Beautiful.
prepped, but the one thing is, it's only 20 minutes here. Zera's gonna get locked up. Zach gonna jump in. He's gonna be able to be fine though. Zach have to flash out to safety here. Oh my goodness. As we are looking at a second tower being oh so very close to going down, but Ornhub, cooler heads prevailing, choosing to get out.
Yeah, the very smart play to not overstay there. Low health or mana on every person on their team. If he,
Maybe they could have done it. You know?
if they would have gone back in, they might have given up a lot to get that last hit on that turret.
It would definitely be the you scream the at what cost meme. They got the tower, but at what cost?
What cost? Gotta say, Captain Space Force right now in the Zach has really been in trying to get things together. I think he's been going in a little bit even before his team can even be set up. I mean, if he could have gone in there and Frag could have followed up and gotten like a 3-man stun or something, so they couldn't run away from top, that could have been huge, or Frag could have TP behind them, or anything. But they just didn't have it set up. They don't have the communication for that. And
It seems like
hard
they're
to expect
behind
that.
and they're just trying to force things because they're behind. And the fact that because they're trying to so aggressively force things, like not everyone's ready, and then they're just getting these weak picks.
And now they're gonna lose their whole blue side jungle too. So
Yeah. I mean that's what happens when you have an inhibitor crouch at 20 minutes. You don't get to have map pressure anymore.
yeah.
The other team used to dictate the pace of the game.
Now
We're
we get to
looking
look
to-
at Baron.
We're looking to set up that 4-1 split with that Poppy in the bottom lane with teleport.
I mean, it's like it might as well be a 4-1-1 split. Like when you have the supers in the mid lane, especially this early, it's not very easy to clean them out. Like you don't have an AD carry to do like reliable damage at this point. It's like okay, so whoever's gonna be there, they're gonna be spending a good amount of time to clean that wave up.
Oh, it didn't see the ward.
Oh, yep, it's a little too far back. Where that green ward is, that's where you want the pink. Can't see the back of the pit. Gonna work out for TFF. No sneaky Barons for Ornhub here.
Not too big a deal. They probably could do it even with the vision on them, but it is little
Here
nitpick
comes
things.
once again another root. Aurelia though, a bit tankier, not gonna go down here. Gonna get locked up again by Morgana. Binding following up once again. Lots of CCs. Nothing gonna come from it. Frag though doing a lot of damage on the wing. Gonna force the ult, but he misses. Gonna get slammed to the wall though. On the win, answering back for a good amount of damage. Frag determined not to give up on this fight as these two are going to juke it out all the way. Frag getting very low. On the win, also very low. Gonna get the dash back in and get on the rampage.
Solo
Frag. once again. Meanwhile, the rest of Ornhub doing Baron here. As Century GG is Sister Bailey, flying the rest of the team. Captain Pickle's not going to get the jump over for the Baron skill. Thor going to get the Baron and jump over, getting the knockout on Zach as he goes and gets popped. Meanwhile, Blue Guys he got out the flash to safety, but it's not looking good. He tries to hook out Zach. Oh, got a tongue code on his
jumps away. Oh.
Meanwhile, on the win in that bot lane, gonna look to get the bottom tower. As Thor pushing in the top wave, it is not looking good here. One more tower down, one inhibitor tower remaining here for TFF.
And how good do you think that solo kill felt for Wind there?
Oh, I'm sure it felt real good. I mean, like you said, he's been bullying Frag this entire game in lane. It was fine. This very well earned duel. Frag gonna try and get something going on for his teammates and get locked down once again. As we see the Nexus falling very, very quickly here for a 24-minute win. Very convincing. Salty run back for Ornhub. That was a dominant game.
I kind of want to talk to Wind myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you guys have someone different.
I think it's 2-1. I want Sensory.
I want Sensory.
Okay.
I want Sensory.
That's fine.
Sensory. I was gonna say. I'd be okay with Wind. Sensory was definitely very, very solid that game.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with either or of them. They're
If
both
you guys
great.
want, yeah, for sure.
Checking out the damage charts here, it was pretty even between the two main carries of Ornhub. The poke damage, of course, and then the strong
They both have
Kai'Sa
poke
play.
damage, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's true. The W is poke.
Yep.
Kind of gross if you think about it.
It's pretty gross.
Now, how do you think you beat a team that plays full disengage like this? What is the play, you think?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways you can beat a team like that.
You definitely don't play Nautilus support. That's you still can play something that like could definitely fight them 2v2 bot. Hello. But there isn't exactly one way to beat it, I don't think.
No. It's never like as simple as like, oh, if we pick these 5 champions, we've assembled Exodia and we win the game. If they pick, their comp, but like, I mean, this is general. It's like ultra hard engage can be very good against poke comps, in the right situations.
Well,
you can also just try and outpoke the poke.
We have a guest here.
We
Maybe
do have
we
a
should
guest.
ask
Hello.
him.
Yeah, I'll say it, but more importantly than that, we have our guest Sensory GG off of fresh revenge victory. How you feeling, man?
Dude, that was a pretty fun game. Definitely good to come back after last week's embarrassing loss.
Yeah, definitely. Not on the embarrassing loss, but definitely on the feeling good part. That was, I'm sure it did. How did, kind of looking at the strategy for this game, I think this is like almost the exact comp you picked a couple weeks ago, something very similar anyway. How do you feel about your team's style, switching maybe from Pyke to Morgana? What do you think about the comp?
Yeah, last week we were just trying out Pyke just to see like something different instead of like Enchanter supports, but I mean, we just gotta stick with what works. So I mean, having Ryan on something that he really enjoys kind of helps out too.
And just the Pyke has just too many bad matchups, to be honest, to be viable right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fun champion, just maybe not in team-oriented games.
Understandable. How much did you think about the like getting ready for the top lane matchup for Wind versus Freg? How much did you discuss what he was gonna play and anything like that?
It was more just comfort picks for him. We just wanted him to like just play whatever he wanted to, and then we would kind of build our team around it. So it really wasn't too much. We just kind of tried target banning their top laner.
Okay.
So one thing I'd like to ask, maybe just talk about, is You're very good with the Morgana Q. That binding is so spot on. I mean, sometimes it goes wide because you predict a dodge or something, and they never dodge. But
They never dodge.
They never dodge.
Yeah.
But walk us through, like, is that something? Do you like the kind of engage ability of Morgana versus some of the other champions that you play that are more enchanter based?
I'm pretty good at predicting like where they're gonna be and like setting myself up for good bindings, so that's why a lot of them do hit. But I just prefer like Karma and Janna, even though they got nerfed to shit. But they're a lot more my play style. But I can still play like Morgana and other champions like that. I can hit the skill shots.
I feel
Yeah,
it.
you hit a lot
We're all
this game,
support mains
so-
here, right?
Yeah, pretty
You know.
much.
Pretty much.
All right. Thrifty, do you have any more questions?
No, I
Questions?
mean, you guys asked some ones I was gonna ask, and other than that, I guess just congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks, man. Feels good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Is it for week 6 of the Swain Baddy League. Tune in next week. We'll have a bunch more great matches for you. Have a good night.